Y'all, so I'm currently in Vegas right now. Like, I'm here, last minute celebration type deal, and I'm outside like our little door. We right here, and I'm outside this hotel right here, cause I'm just like, bruh, I forgot to make. I gotta make my video. Like, one thing I do, like, I don't care what is going on, I have to make my video. Hey, there goes somebody down the hallway. But anyways, y'all want to see my new tattoo that I got? It was $20 that I got on the strip. You feel me? So I'm gonna let these people walk by. How y'all doing? All right, so just so I can go ahead and get into this real quick. Basically, this is something I've been wanting to talk about. Like, this is like one of the first videos I wanted to post on my channel, because this was something that like I dealt with like the longest, and basically, forgiveness and the way we've looked at forgiveness for like the longest time. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us, even me, like I said, that's why I feel like it's so important to, like, I guess, quote unquote, spread the awareness of it, in the sense of a lot of times we think that when people do us wrong, right, we have to forgive. And at the end of the day, that's just what's got to happen. You feel me? Because we all know that forgiveness is never for them, it's for us. You know what I mean? That's we all know that. But it's not always that easy to just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna forgive you. But anyways, the thought of forgiveness, I feel like a lot of people, including me, would think that forgiveness is like a one-time thing. Like, they look at forgiveness as like, okay, when I finally get to the point where I'm gonna forgive you, you know what I mean? Or I'm not ready to forgive you yet, or when I finally get to the point of forgiving you, I'll just forgive you or whatever, and that's it, it'll be done. It's not like that. Like, unfortunately, forgiveness is not a one-time deal. Forgiveness is a skill that you have to develop. Look, I gotta stop looking into that light, because that light is just killing me. I'm gonna look straight over here. But anyways, forgiveness is not a one-time type of deal. It's a skill that you have to develop. Like, every time, basically, these folks just all in the video, bro. Like, get back. But anyways, whenever you do forgive somebody, or you find in your heart to forgive someone, what they did is not justified just because you've forgiven them. What they did is not right just because you've forgiven them. So you have to understand, once you forgive that one time, you have to continue to do it every single time, because those thoughts and memories of what they did is not justified. You've just taken that action to say, okay, I'm no longer going to allow this to basically grip me. I'm not going to allow this to hold me down anymore. I'm not going to allow this to basically pressure me and torment me in my mind anymore. So basically, I'm going to forgive. I'm going to take that thought and say, this happened. It was not okay. But for my own sake, I'm going to forgive you and love them. You ain't got, okay. I'm going to forgive you. Forgive the situation. You did, you messed up, you was wrong. Now I'm gonna move accordingly. Now, forgiveness does not mean allowing access back to the same degree that they had access before, no. But what I will say is, once you forgive that one time, you have to continue to forgive, because every time that thought or something that triggers that thought, and you will be triggered, you know what I mean? So once that thought comes to your mind of what happened, and that's normal. Don't think it's wrong to think about the things that people done to you and they hurt you, because pain is real. You know, people do people wrong, and those things hurt. Like, those things just don't just go away. We don't just get better, or we don't just forget. You know what I mean? We just don't forget. So especially when those things are deep in, when we've been hurt. And I've had a really hard, like, all my life, I've always had a issue with forgiveness. Like, you can do one thing to me, like, y'all can ask my mama, man. Like, the people that know me, like, they know that it's like a one and done for me. It's always been a one and done for me. But I always ask God, I'm like, God, like, I do want to forgive, but I actually do not forgive them well. Like, I don't, because I don't think it's right. Like, what they did was not right. And God, I'm like, no, I'm I'm not forget. Well, it's not that I'm not going to forgive them, but if I forgive them, I want to truly forgive them and just move on, and that's it. But what I failed to realize is, while I was asking God, I was basically saying, God, I just want to forgive. I'm basically telling God that I want to be lazy. I just want to forgive them one time, and that's it. But unfortunately, I can't. I don't make the rules. I don't make. That's not who. That's not what forgiveness is supposed to do. It's not supposed to be just one thing. When you learn how to forgive the right way, which is developing the skill and developing that habit of continuously forgiving every day. Every time that thought comes up, or what happens, you take that thought into captivity and say, no, I've forgiven them. I'm moving forward. It's not justified. It was never okay. And I feel like that's why we get re-triggered, because we'll feel like we forgive somebody. Because I've done it. I was like, yeah, I forgive him or whatever. I forgive you, whatever. But then again, later on, or the next, whenever I think about it, I'm like, this nigga had me all the way up. You know what I mean? But it was because I didn't have that mature way of thinking. Like, this forgiveness thing is a journey. Just like healing is a journey. Like, nothing is like, that's what I'm saying. It's basically being lazy. Us thinking, or me, I feel like I was being lazy when I was telling God, if I forgive, I just want to forgive I just want to go ahead and forgive and just move on with everything. Like, just move on. But it's not that easy. And I'm telling you, that's why I always tell people, like, y'all have to like continue to stay with God, like stay connected to God. Because this is the revelation I end up getting, and that it was a skill, and that revelation that I got changed my life, because I understood that whenever I'm forgiving people, when people do me wrong, that when I forgive them, it's something that I have to continuously do. And now this is something that I have to be a little bit more self-aware now. So now it's like I learn myself better, because I know that I had an issue with forgiving people. I know, like, when people do something wrong to me, I take it like, boy, I'll take it to the grave. You feel me? I take it over to the grave. But that ain't right, and that ain't doing nothing but poison in my heart. That ain't doing nothing but holding back the blessings that God has for me. You know what I mean? And not saying that they have control over my blessings or anything, but it's more of God. When God had the blessings that God have, is already for you. Those blessings, those things that He has, is already for you. So it's like, whenever God releases those things, He wants to release it to the right version of who you are. To the right version to take care of that blessing. And I think I talked about that in one of the other videos, but it's like God is developing us, and He's creating us into the man of God and the woman of God, that version of who we are, so that we can manage the blessings that He's giving us. You know what I mean? God is not going to give us something and then we jeopardize it because we holding on to stuff. We can easily hold on to, like, that unforgiving version, that anger version, that impatient version of who we used to be, that person that is, selfish, that person that is this, that, like, those things, that version of who we are or who we were, like, cannot handle what God has for us, because in those blessings, in those type of situations, it's like we're required to have a level of patience in order to maintain that blessing that God has for us. That's why, again, Jesus, bro, I got like a chronic cough, bro. I've been coughing for weeks like that. Lord help me. But anyways, yeah, like I said, we have to become the person, and we have to become the version of the person that's worthy of those blessings. You know what I mean? No, at the end of the day, we're all worthy of God's love and this and that. I'm just saying, just in case people, the smart people that try to be like, what you saying? We're not worthy of God's blessings or this? No, we're all worthy of everything that God has for us. You know what I mean? And everything that God has for us is for us, and it's not for anybody else. But God is just like a parent. You know what I mean? He's just like, he's our daddy, you feel me? He's like a parent, just like he's like, we're not going to buy our kids a car, right? Let's say, you have your kid. We ain't gonna buy our kids no car when they freaking 12 years old, immature. They barely know how to do this. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They barely clean their room. They don't take care of their grades, this and that. Why would you bless your children or your child with a car? Because that's another responsibility. And that's a bigger responsibility than what they have. So why would we give them a bigger responsibility when they can't take care of the small responsibilities on their own? So it's just like that. Like when God works with us, it's like he wants to make sure that we can we manage what we have now. And we're responsible with what we have now, and we're continuously growing and maturing in what we're dealing with now, aka the child. We're making our bed up, we're making good grades, we're doing what we need to do in school, we're taking care of business at home, doing our chores and things like that. So it's like, oh, the parents like, oh, I see you growing, I see you, you handle your stuff, you feel me? Like I see you doing your stuff, I peep it, I see it. Now I think you're ready. I think you're ready. Go outside. Go outside. Just go outside. Look in the driveway. You feel me? So it's kind of like that. So I look at that again. Like I said, there are blessings that God has for us. Those blessings that are for us, like we're already blessed. There's no looking for those blessings. You don't need to go look for those blessings. All you need to do is work on becoming that version of who you need to be in order to receive those blessings. You feel me? That's really it. I promise you, like, that's really it. And I'm telling you. But outside of that, again, but the forgiveness thing goes into it because a lot of us deal with that unforgiveness. And we're like, oh, I'm going to hold on to this forever. And some people don't deserve to be forgiven. You show right. They don't. Like, you don't, like you're not wrong. We're not wrong, and they don't deserve to be forgiven. They don't deserve to feel that love or that same type of connection that they once had with us due to what they had. Like, they're not supposed to feel welcomed in their area. They're not supposed to have that level of access anymore. No, but the forgiveness, it's like, Lord, thank you for. It's like I'd rather unless you went through it, you know what I mean? Because again, I know I've forgiven, and I know I'm going to still have to continue forgiving. People are going to do me wrong, but I feel like, I've worked on it. I'm continuously working every day, and I am forgiving the people that have done me wrong, especially the people that are done me really wrong in life and hurt me down to the core. I've been forgiving them. I'm not going to say I forgave them, but I've been forgiving them because I understand it's a skill. I've been doing it every day. And I've been putting it into practice and putting it into work. But all I'm saying is, don't look at forgiveness as a one-time thing. It's a skill. And once you be able to master that skill, you'll be able to understand that, dang, like, yeah, I'm like anybody, I'm not gonna just allow anybody to do whatever to me. But what you can do is you have to have that level of discernment where I'm gonna forgive you, but you will no longer have that same level of access. You know what I mean? They have to earn that trust back. And that's even if the trust is even earnable. So you no longer know that person because now they've defiled you in a way where you no longer, you're like that image of who they were before they hurt you in a certain level. They're no longer that person that you thought. They basically, the expectation of the person that you thought it's no longer there. It's demolished. So now, after the forgiveness, if you decide to rekindle a relationship, it should be taken from a clean slate as of, let me see who you are. Let me see who the version of who you really are so that I can know how to move correctly this time so that I don't overcompensate and then end up in the same position before. You know what I mean? But that's it. Like, I'm not going to make this a longer video. I don't even know how long I've been talking, but outside of that, remember, y'all, forgiveness is not a one-time thing. It's ongoing. It's a skill. It's not a one-time thing. But outside of that, really pray to God to ask you to have the heart of forgiveness, learn how to have the heart of forgiveness, because it requires patience, it requires discipline, and it's hard. I promise you, every single day. I'm telling you, it gets easier over time, but it's still not easy. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. It is not an easy thing to do, especially at the level of hurt that a lot of people have caused you. You know what I mean? You deserve to feel the way you feel, you know what I mean, when people hurt you. But outside of that, make sure, like I said, y'all just praying to God and being connected with God. I always push that. Like, at the end of the day, y'all can listen to me, this and that, but at the end of the day, go to God. Go to God. You use the video off, you say your prayer, worship God, like, get into communion with God. You know what I mean? Get into that mode of worship, like, for real, like, develop your relationship with God, because I'm telling you, like, you will understand that your life will not actually move or elevate spiritually or in any way without Him. you will find yourself in the same place every single time if you leave him out. Especially the ones that are called. You know, y'all know who I am. Y'all know who I'm talking to. I'm not even finna, like, cause people be know like, oh, is that me? Like, I wonder if, like, God, boy, come on, sis, come on, it's you, it's you. So, y'all be blessed. Love y'all. Like I said, continue to seek after God, develop your relationship with Him, and outside of that, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my trip. I'm here for another like day and a half, and I will probably be making another. Well, I ain't want to make another video in the next couple days, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. But anyways, bye. Get off my phone.